All, today we are going to see about the course automotive systems. So before going into the subject, we should know what is an automobile. An automobile is a self-propelled vehicle, which means the power required to transmit or power required to propel is generated by the vehicle on its own. So in Tamil it is called Thaan Iyangi. So that is called automobile. So this subject, automotive systems, deals about the basics of the vehicle. So if you see a human being, skeleton is the uh, main thing where, or else the backbone is the main thing where the human parts or organs are mounted through on it. Likewise, in automobile, if you see, chassis is the backbone of the automobile. So on the chassis, over the chassis, many components such as engine, gearbox unit, differential unit, transmission unit. So all are mounted over the chassis. So this is about the basic thing we have to know while we are moving into the subject. So this subject is about the automotive systems, which means that it deals about the, as I told you earlier, the chassis, engine, and the components, gearbox, transmission, suspension, etc., etc. So this is what the subject is. So today we are going to see the topic about history of automobiles. So how it is, how the evolution came, because man invented wheels long ago. So this this evolution after discovering a wheel, then he discovered a vehicle which is used to pull forward. So that is how. Then he used animals to move forward. Example: bullock cart, horse, etc., etc. Today the evolution came, and today we are using a driverless vehicle. So that is how the technology has been developed so far. So let us see how the basic things came into picture. So this is a topic what we are seeing: history of automobiles. So as told already, an automobile is a self-propelled vehicle which is used to carry passenger or goods nowadays. So it's a exact definition is a self-propelled passenger vehicle that usually has four wheels and an internal combustion engine used for land transport. So the combustion, that is the firing, takes place inside the engine. So that is why it is called internal combustion engine, which means the fuel is completely burned inside the engine. So there is an example, that is a steam engine where the combustion takes place outside the engine. So if you see the old steam engine or the trains, old steam engine powered trains, the furnace is kept outside where the coal is loaded, and the water is circulated through the tubes. The water is then heated into the furnace, and it is converted into the superheated steam. Then it is used to forward and backward motion. So this is what the example of an external combustion engine. And if you see the cars, bikes, lorries, all the vehicles in automobile, you see all the things nowadays comes with the help of internal combustion engine, which means the firing or the fuel is burned inside the engine. So in the year 1679, the inventor is Nicholas Joseph, who invented an engine that is called steam powered tricycle. I told you external combustion engine. So this is what the first engine which was invented by Nicholas Joseph Cognot, who is a French scientist who invented the steam powered tricycle. So it is otherwise called Cognot steam engine. So this is the other name of that vehicle. So you can see the display that this vehicle is having a capacity to run by 2.25 miles per hour, which means 3.6 kilometers per hour. It can move up to a speed of around 4 kilometers per hour. And the vehicle is a wooden vehicle, and it is a capacity of 2.5 tons, which means it is equal to the nowadays you can see the vehicles, light motor vehicle, the weight is about some 2 tons. It is beyond 2 tons. So this is a heavy engine Though it is a heavy engine, it is a external combustion engine. So that is what the first automobile in the year 1679, discovered by the scientist Nicholas Joseph Cognot. And if you see here, the next slide, you can see the world's first IC engine that was invented by again the French scientist who is called Francois Isaac de Rivaz. It is called de Rivaz engine. It is the world's first IC engine discovered in the year 1804, which is used to burn fuels. Here is hydrogen and oxygen, and it is a spark ignited engine. A spark ignited engine means in a combustion where the gas is in the compressed stage. A spark is introduced at the cylinder head where the spark is then ignited and the gas is burnt and the power stroke. That is called the power stroke, where the engine is used to propel. So this is what the type of engine used in the year 1804, world's first IC engine. You can see the picture. It is like a cycle where which uses the chain sprocket mechanism, which is coupled with the engine. So in the 1804 itself, the fuel is oxygen. In addition to it, hydrogen. So this is 1804 de Rivaz engine, invented by the scientist Francois Isaac de Rivaz. Its weight is around 1 ton. And in the year 1880, here comes Karl Benz, who is the German inventor who invented the single cylinder four-stroke engine. So this engine is also IC engine where it is mounted on a tricycle, that is three-wheeler. You can see it is a electronic or electric ignition. The engine is cooled by water because the engine should be cooled so that the performance may be improved. So here the fuel used is a gas or a petrol four-stroke horizontally mounted engine. So the engine mount can be of a horizontally mounted or a vertically mounted engine. Here the vehicle is horizontally mounted engine. The engine is a single cylinder engine and its bore is 116 mm and the stroke length is 160 mm. So it is patented model and it is a 958 cc, 0.8 horsepower. The speed is 16 km per hour. So this model is then commercialized and it is 1600 cc, 75 that is a 0.75 HP engine with a 13 km per hour as a speed. This is what the first engine invented by the German inventor Karl Benz. Now we use a Benz engine. No, this is an inventor who is otherwise called as the father of automobile. And you can see the specification of the Karl Benz here. The vehicle weight is around 265 kilograms and it is a water cooled engine. The maximum speed is 16 kilometers per hour. The engine volume is 954 cubic centimeter and the engine type is a four-stroke carburetor power engine, which means a carburetor is a device which mixes the air and fuel and then it sends into the engine. And it is a 0.9 HP horsepower at 400 RPM, that is 400 revolutions per minute. So there is a trivia that is in 1906 Karl Benz has donated his car to the German museum which is located in Munich, Germany. In 1936 three copies of the Karl Benz car are built of the Mercedes-Benz Museum, the Museum of Technology in Vienna and the Transport Museum in Dresden. So this is about the timeline. You can see the design timeline. The scientist started designing the vehicle in the year 1885 and by the 1886 he finally patented the vehicle. So this is about the timeline of the vehicle. That is a first car. The second is about the world's first four-wheeler. So you can see here Daimler. So you can see the scientist name. There are two inventors. One is Gottlieb Daimler. Another one is Wilhelm Maybach. So these two are the inventors who invented the world's first four-wheeler in the year 1885. So you can see back this Karl Benz is invented the first car in the year 1880 and it is commercialized in the year 1886. At the same time, there was a four-wheeler into the market that is a Daimler Maybach engine. It is a small, lightweight, and it's a fast used gasoline injected carburetor and had a vertical cylinder high-speed gas engine up to 1000 RPM. So in the year 1894, there is one more vehicle, four-wheeler, that is also from a French scientist or inventor, Emily Levasseur. So this engine is a twin-cylinder engine. So far we have seen about the single-cylinder engine, and this is a twin-cylinder engine which is developed by this inventor. This first car imported to Britain, and it made first road journey of 90 kilometers. So the first journey of the car is about 90 kilometers, that is 56 miles in the year 1895. So the 18th century, by the end of the 18th century and the start of 19th century, there was a lot of vehicles that came into the road. So the first IC engine is discovered by Carl Benz, and this is the first four-wheeler which is discovered by Gottlieb Daimler. And this is the second thing, which is having a twin cylinder engine. So there are two cylinders inside the engine. And in the 1908, you can see Henry Ford, the founder of Ford America, who commercialized, invented this model, Ford Model T, which is a famous, and that is why we use Ford and Ford and Benz frequently, and it have a more things. So this engine is a 20 HP engine, and it is a two-speed planetary gearbox, and its curb weight is around 750 kg. So this is the commercialized model, and in the 1940s, where we use that British people who ruled India used to travel this vehicle. So that's it about the history of automobile. I hope this class created some interest towards the history of automobile, and let us see in the next class. Thank you.